Wait. What is going on? Have y'all seen this? Man, this Whittaker BJ, come to the desk, BJ. Come sit down at this desk. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, people. I'm gonna need to get y'all. Hey, y'all gotta hit me in the comment section how y'all feel about this. I got a lot to talk about. Now, a few days ago, man, BJ, one more time, BJ, come to the desk. A few days ago, it's the late August Whittaker family update. A few days ago, BJ, of course we know BJ. I don't have to give too much history because I've talked about it before. And you know what? Let me do this. In my past videos about the Whittakers and Patrick and Eric, about this era of the Whittaker family, Patrick and Eric, one thing I continuously would wonder is why isn't BJ over there when that camera there? What is she hiding from? She got something to hide. Why she don't never come up? They be over there for a long periods of time. You don't never hear Patrick talking about BJ, talking to BJ. BJ came over and made her a biscuit and egg sandwich. Like nothing at all. But she be over there though. So we all know, when it comes to the house that got burned down across the street, that was Larry's house. So he's living in the Whittaker. Like with all of these things, when you talk about Larry and Larry, we got to talk about Larry, man. Why, Larry, man? I know that's your daughter, but hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself because it's a lot. It is a lot since I tapped in on this topic, and I've been watching. So I've been seeing it all, and we're going to talk about it. I guess I'm going to start, far as BJ's eviction notice and Eric uprooting. He said, this whole eviction notice, it came about, and Eric, man, I think a fire is lit under that man. This is a man on a mission. I have seen a difference in Eric that I have not seen thus far. And I think this past 5 days, really, I have seen something different from Eric. It's a no-nonsense approach. He's trying to help this family. And there's things he's trying to do, and there's one obstacle in the way. And he's seeing it when he's going there firsthand. He's seeing it. He's hearing it from Patrick. He's hearing it from Betty. Of course, with the story about, hitting Timmy over the head with the shoe. We seen the short. We seen the YouTube short of BJ flying up the road. So the eviction notice put into play, and just a couple, wait, about an hour ago, hold on, let me get my facts right. I think about an hour ago, I seen him post a post on the Whittaker family community board on YouTube, and said that yes, she went to jail, and she got served. And I guess they took her away at this point. Let me make sure. Yes. As I see, Eric Carroll on his Facebook page posted 6 hours ago, BJ Whittaker was served with a protection order roughly about 1 hour ago. She was served by the state police and escorted off the premises. I'll update more later. So she has been escorted off the premises. When it comes to the whole Larry situation. And, Larry, I guess he brought up to Eric that people around town were saying that Eric's goal is to put them in a foster home, to put Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy in a foster home, in which Eric, Patrick, that's never been their intention. And for Larry to say that, it almost makes me think people are getting in his ear about Eric for whatever reason. For whatever reason that may be. I don't know. And you know what? I almost sound like Betty on that. I don't know. But I don't know what their reason would be. But when it comes to Larry, yes, you love your daughter, and even when it comes to how she, him taking her to where she her using the car. And I think Eric said something to the fact of, when they talked about BJ having Larry's car, which Larry's her father, and, BJ having the car, and she doesn't even have a driver's license, her or her boyfriend. And Larry's response, as Eric said, was something to the fact of, well, how is she gonna get around? And that right there, I had to put a pin in that, because that is that shows you the love that he has. And as far as Eric asking Betty as to why Larry takes up for his daughter so much. And she said she thinks he's scared of him. BJ has said multiple times that if Larry doesn't do what she wants, she's gonna say that Larry raped her. An aspect of that is that, yes, this family has dealt with inbred on a generational level. And y'all know when accusations come out, how things go. And then on top of that, being that this family has had inbreeding in it, it's like, man, for one, no, I don't think Larry R-worded BJ. I think BJ is a dope fiend that will do whatever and cross whoever to get whatever drug she's on. I think it's meth. And that's very, very sad that you see these cases like the elderly abuse type of thing going on, where, Betty's accused BJ of hitting Lorraine, hitting Timmy over the head with a shoe, and all of these things like this. As far as the difference between Betty and Larry's approach to BJ, yes, there's a difference. And I'm anxious to see what Larry has to say at this point. I'm at the point I really want to see that interview. I guess there is an interview, I think it's about 10 minutes, that Patrick did with Larry about this whole eviction arrest, because BJ got arrested, I think, and this is allegedly from what Mark said. BJ got arrested. It was for stealing copper, $25,000 worth of copper. She got out on bond. They don't know who paid the bond, but I guess word around town is that it was $25,000 worth of copper theft, something off of a light pole. I forget exactly what it was. I think it was something like a electrical transformer or a light, some sort of electrical something that was owned by the state or the city or the county, something of the sort, that it was stolen off of the copper. Copper still actually is very valuable. Especially you see a lot of addicts, if it's a abandoned building and it's in a certain neighborhood, that copper, it doesn't even have to be in a bad neighborhood, to tell you the truth. You even have in good neighborhoods, you will have abandoned, or not abandoned, but in construction Like new constructions have to deal with this, and they have actually security systems on new construction as soon as electrical gets in, because it's to protect their asset from people who come in and they steal every lick of copper in that house. So long story, even longer. Eric allegedly says that, well, he didn't allegedly say it, but he said that allegedly what he heard through town is that, BJ got caught up with some people and she got a very low bond because she told on some people to get in that situation. Um, I don't know how true that is. Like I said, when it comes to the Larry interview, I'm very curious to see his demeanor and see, you know, just how, if tough love is possible with him. Because they're the thing that they're talking about is Patrick and Eric are talking about, like, we're calling this off if BJ is living in the old house. So let me paint the picture. There's an old house. This is the old house here. BJ was living in the camper next to it, in which at some point they could come get the camper and take it and go somewhere else. But as far as the dynamic from a month ago, it was this. The house that the Whittakers live in, Kenny stays up the road, Kenny Whittaker, and then Larry and BJ, Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray stay in this house. They want to build a house across the street, and they're saying once they get that house across the street, then they're saying the deal is off if they don't sign a contract that says BJ cannot stay in the old house. They say the deal's off. Now, this is where it gets very sticky, and this is, it's so crazy just what one addict can do to a family, because it makes other people have to do things to, keep them away and keep, just imagine if poof, BJ wasn't there, wasn't a part of the family. This would not even be a big discussion. This would not even, the Mark situation, like maybe none of this shit would have ever happened if it all roads lead to BJ. So as far as the contract, you talk about the Amish um, contract that BJ can't live in the old house, security for the family, future plans for the house. I think it's definitely an uphill battle. That's to say the least. I will say this. Will Larry sign a contract where his daughter can't stay across the street if they get a new house? Put y'all's answers in the comment section. Please, I want y'all to put a pin in this. Do y'all think that Larry would sign a contract that says, okay, we're going to sponsor this new house, but the only stipulation, well, there's probably going to be multiple stipulations, but one of the stipulations is going to be that BJ can't live in the old house. Do you think Larry would sign that contract? That's one. I want y'all to answer that in the comment section. Please for me do that. Please for me do that. I'm going to be interactive with y'all and respond in the comment section afterwards. Now, for two, there's another question. Do you think Patrick and Eric are right to do that? Do you think they're like, do you think there's like, does that look bad on their end that they're putting stipulations on it and not just giving out of the good graces? My opinion, it can look like that, but I think the past made the future this way. These stipulations would not be like they wouldn't have a will or they wouldn't have a motivation to put these stipulations on this contract with this new house if that $30,000 was put to good use and wasn't smoked up. So I understand what they're trying to do. I do understand what they're trying to do. I do think that yes, it can look maybe a little like, cause just out of kindness of your heart, like I think they're kind of past that. Just kindness of your heart, like this is an investment. Like this is not just goodwill. Like there's a difference between going to the Goodwill or Salvation Army and dropping off a bag full of clothes that you don't wear anymore. This is an investment of time, energy, money, preparation, all of these things. It's a little bit deeper than that. So I don't know if we can actually just sit up and say, oh, well, we can't put these stipulations on you. You want to do something good, you got to do it out of kindness in your heart and No. This is a little bit different. That's why I'm actually not too mad at them for trying to think about different ways on how to have different stipulations for this family. And actually, I'm not too sure if they even realize, Patrick and Eric, I'm not too sure they even realize what it's going to take. Because I'm going to just be honest. You talk about, donations in which there's a ton of people who are pouring into this family and who want to pour into this family. And I don't know if even the audience realizes how much the audience will have to support, and not just support once. There's one thing to donate $10 one time. It's another thing to donate $10 every time you get paid, or $20 every week, or just because that's what it's gonna have to end up being. Patrick and Eric have already I'll say Eric in this light. I won't say Patrick and Eric. I'll say Eric has already came out of pocket a lot. Now, he says he has receipts of paying the water bill. He actually said, and that was something I talked about on Boss Channel when we did our last premiere about it. When it comes to the water, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if we touched on that. But so they got a water bill that was $650. And guess what that water bill was this month? $50. So how does the water bill go from $650 to $50? And guess who paid that $650? Eric paid that out of his pocket, and he continues to insert karma deposits into this situation. I say karma deposits for a reason, because that's like you talk about karma, you always try to put it on people like in a bad sense, but there are things I call karma deposits. You're putting good into something. Now, $650, that's out of Eric's pocket. He just did it. Boom. Took care of it. Waited a month, got the next bill, $50. And what he says is he thinks it was a running toilet. So this goes to show you, just a running toilet? That's what he thinks it was. In which a running toilet, what does it do? It just runs water all the fucking time. So it could be, I'm glad that it was only 50 this time. Kindness of his heart, he just pays it, doesn't even think about it. Said he went in there, and yes, he did say he made sure he didn't just get a Whittaker $650. He went in and actually paid the bill for them at the city or whatever the fuck. So, but yeah, that man, hey, I can't say too much, and I've been on the same path, same feeling this whole time. As far as Eric and Patrick, excuse me. As far as Eric and Patrick, I still can't see nothing. Salute to Patrick. He's been going through some health issues. It looks or seems like he's getting better at this point, and he has issues of his own at his own place. So, and I actually seen a lot of people like, "Hey, how can we help Patrick?" Like, and that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Um, I do think they still know what the goal is, but for Patrick, the one who lives there and who's boots on the ground all the time, yes, whatever money monetization that they're getting, I wouldn't be mad if that goes to helping Patrick out some. I wouldn't even be mad because what he's doing is priceless. As far as the house and the situation now, you still got, everybody's still there. Larry, Betty, Timmy Lorraine, Ray, all still there. And it seems they've installed some cameras in different locations. That's how we seen the short. You seen Timmy sitting up there. You know, you seen him jump. Then you see BJ flying past, zoom. You know, and crazy part, I would never go that fast on that road. Like that right there, the fact that someone would go that fast down that road and you see how it goes up and turns and it's nothing but trees. So after you turn, you can't see too far down that road. You can't see 100 yards down that road. So when you turn it around, it might have been another car right there. Bang. Them twisty, turny, windy roads up through them woods and stuff, and she's speeding down there like that. Man, she don't care about her own self. I'm gonna just say that. In conclusion, BJ don't care about her own self. How she gonna care about a Betty or Larry? She don't care about her damn daddy. She don't care about her damn self, man. This week has been crazy. I just had to come up here and talk. I'm gonna do a more thorough breakdown. It's probably gonna be on another channel, but I just wanted to come up here and talk, man, because it's been a lot, and I didn't feel like grabbing all the clips and doing a meticulous type of breakdown thing. I just wanted to talk to the people. I wanted to get y'all's input. What do y'all think, man? I'm up out of here.